Yes, it's a beautiful Sunday morning to you all, and it's the weekend. And then guess what? We are bringing in simulated football gist from InfoGist TV, your favorite sports channel. As you all know, today we have big games. We have games like Manchester City against Arsenal, and the both clubs are in their top form from last season till date. This is just like the clash of titans, and it's going to be exciting. But then we also have other games like that of Newcastle against West Ham. Talking about Newcastle, they've been in a great form, ever since the Arab money came into their club. They've been doing massively well. In fact, last season we heard that once they qualify for Champions League, they are going to bring in the almighty Ronaldo from Saudi Arabia so that they can participate in Newcastle as one of their top players. But then that didn't happen, and then we're just hoping that they will do something about it. And then during the Champions League match, the almighty Newcastle club defeated the great PSG team that has the likes of Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe, a one-time world champion in 2019. In fact, the golden boy, the star boy, the man who thought to carry the PSG on his shoulder. But then guess what happened? Newcastle defeated them by 4 goals to 1. That is very embarrassing, right? But that's how football is. Sometimes even the greatest of all time they lose games. Even the great Pele, the great Maradona, the greatest Lionel Messi, and even Cristiano Ronaldo. They've all lost important games. So losing to Newcastle is not a big deal. But that's how football is, and then so many things happens. Even the likes of Mbappe and what is his name, Osmane Dembele, they were all in the pitch, but then they lost the game. Now let's move straight to the big game for today. Talked about the game of Arsenal against PSG. Arsenal against Manchester City. Sorry about that. Now Arsenal against Manchester City. They are both in their top form, and then whoever that wins is gonna be at the top of the league. But then if Arsenal should win, because currently they've scored 15 goals and conceded about 6 goals. So if they should win, if they're able to score 3 goals to nil, then they will be at the top of the league. But if they don't, if they win by 2-0, then they will just be at second place behind Tottenham Hotspurs, who are currently the league leaders with 20 points. And then Manchester City, they are currently at 18 points. They've scored about 17 goals and considered just 5 goals. So if they should win today, they will definitely be at the top of the league again, and then with 21 points. So it is really a clash of titans, and then let's just hope how the match is gonna be played. And then we have stars like Saka, who is really informed. He has been carrying Arsenal on his shoulder. And then the Manchester team. Let's talk about the tactical formation of Pep Guardiola. Do you think Manchester City is still in form like the way they were last season, considering the fact that they sold some of the star players? The likes of Mahrez is no longer in the team. The likes of Gundogan is no longer in the team. And then so many other players now. So what do you think is going to happen in the game? Because if you look at Arsenal, they've been informed, and considering the fact that not too long ago, Arsenal defeated Manchester City on a penalty, and then they won the trophy from Manchester City. Do you think Arsenal is going to do the same today? Like they are going to defeat almighty Manchester City, the league champions of last season and the Champions League winners of last season? Do you think they are going to do that? Well, the match starts by 4:30 today, and if you're on your screen, this is just a pre-match analysis, and then we are trying to seek your opinion on what you think is going to happen in the game. Because if you look at the Arsenal team now, ever since Mikel Arteta, a former Arsenal player, took over the team, he has been doing amazingly. He has been doing great. He's been doing a great job. In fact, guess what? Even Mikel Arteta was once a student of Pep Guardiola at Manchester City. You know what it means? He has learned a lot from Pep Guardiola, the talisman of the former, is the talisman and the former manager of Barcelona in 2009 to 2011 or so. And then from there, he went to Bayern Munich in Germany, where he won the League Cup for 3 consecutive times before moving to the EPL. In fact, prior to this time, they've been saying that the EPL is not a farmers' league. In fact, it is the hardest league in football. That no one can just come to EPL and then treat the EPL like the way they did in other clubs. But now, guess what? Pep Guardiola has been in EPL for like at least 7 years, and then he has won the league for like 5 times. And you know what that means? I asked a friend of mine if truly the EPL is not a farmers league, and he was just like because he's speechless and offended. Because he was once arguing with me that no, Pep cannot do that in Premier League, he cannot do that. But guess what is happening? Pep Guardiola is doing it. In fact, he has monopolized the EPL team to be that of Manchester City. What a wonderful coach, I must say. But then the likes of Mikel Arteta, for today game now, it will be like Arsenal the underdog. But then for the past 2 seasons now, they've been doing amazingly well. You can see that even the Arsenal team too is participating in the Champions League after being away for like more than 5 seasons. When Bayern Munich defeated them more than when Bayern Munich defeated them for about 10-0 for home and away games. So they've been away. And then looking at the past history of the club, just last weekend, not last weekend, during the Champions League match, Arsenal lost to their opponent in the Champions League. So, considering the fact that they lost their last game, do you think that would give them the courage to bounce back at Manchester City? Do you think they will be able to defeat Manchester City, considering the fact that Manchester City too is in a great form, and even Arsenal too is in a great form? And last season, remember, Arsenal really gave Manchester City a tough time. In fact, they were league leaders for over 6 months before Pep Guardiola did his thing and became the league champion. Do you think Arsenal will be able to defeat Manchester City? Or do you think Manchester City will defeat Arsenal in their normal game? What are your opinions? What do you think? Remember the time for the match is 4:30 p.m. Nigerian time. So just stick to your time, just be glued to your TV and then get the latest. Remember, this is InfoGist TV, and then we are bringing you live update from the world of sports. Don't forget to comment, to share, to like, to subscribe, and follow us on YouTube.